let's look at the market structure of perfect competition. In perfect competition, we have several interesting characteristics that makes this a highly competitive market. One of the things you'll see here in looking at the graph for perfect competition is the demand curve. So you've got this demand curve, which is the red line here, and you'll note that the demand curve is perfectly elastic, which means that any change in price is going to affect how much quantity people want. So basically, anyone that's competing in a perfectly competitive market can only charge one price. There's only one price. And the reason that we would say there's only one price is this. Let's pretend that we're talking about an industry that sells burgers. It's a fairly homogeneous product. A burger is a burger. We're going to pretend for this scenario that there's no differentiation in the burgers that any given company can make. So if everybody is selling exactly the same product, you cannot charge more than anyone else because everyone is going to go to the lowest cost provider. At the same time, we can't charge less because that would impact our profit. And here you can see the difference between C1, which is cost, and P1, which is profit. The difference between cost and price is basically your profit. So the difference between cost and price is your profit. So C1, cost, P1, price. And so that green area is the amount of money that an organization is making. Now, the demand curve is also known as profit because the price is equal to profit in this model. It's also the marginal revenue. So if you sell one burger, it's $1. If you sell two burgers, it's an extra $1, $2. If you sell three burgers, it's an extra $1, it's $3. So marginal revenue is equal to the price. So we can only charge the same price for multiple products. And again, we can't charge less. And if you divide 10 burgers, you've got $10 in sales by 10 burgers, that's your average revenue. So profit, price, profit, marginal revenue, and average revenue in this model are basically the same thing. Your costs decrease to a certain point and then begin to increase again. And so you want to operate, this Q1 is the quantity of output. You want to operate at the point where your costs are the least, because if you try to produce more, you have to incur additional costs like hiring another person potentially. And if you're going, or maybe buying other equipment or something like that. And so you don't want to do that. There is a sweet spot, if you will, where you're going to operate. And that is basically where your costs are at their lowest point. You want to benefit from having all the efficiencies that you can have as a business. So the model of perfect competition basically has several characteristics that cause this model to work the way that it does. Number one is there's a large number of small firms. So the reason that we have this price elasticity is because there's a lot of competitors. And so everybody's competing for the same person. And so a large number of small competitors means that we've got a lot of price competition. Number two, the next characteristic that we would look at here is that we've got perfect substitutes. So everybody's selling exactly the same product. Now I know you're thinking, just change things a little. You cannot. This is a theoretical model. So in the theoretical perfect competition model, you can't change anything. You're all stuck selling the same product. There's low or no barriers to entry, meaning that it's easy for anybody to get in. Think about selling burgers. Anybody can start up a burger joint. You go and you get a grill, you get some burgers, and you're ready and you're in business. So it's pretty easy business to get into, theoretically. We've got perfect knowledge about the market. So everybody knows what everyone else is doing. You could see this with even burger places that we have today. If you walk into a McDonald's and you look behind the counter, you can see exactly what's going on back there. You can see how they're grilling, how fast they're grilling, the type of equipment they use. We know everything about everybody. We've got perfect knowledge. And in this market, we would say the firms that operate here are price takers. And what that means is that they're basically going to accept whatever the market price is. So if we're charging $1 per burger, we come into this market full well knowing that we're going to make $1 per burger. We can't charge more because no one will buy them, and we can't charge less because we'll make less money. And so everybody is stuck charging the same price. So we know that the price that we will get is all that we can get. This is the model of perfect competition.